All right, so let's get started because we have a few treats for you. Just a really quick lay of the next 45 or so minutes. And we want to do a quick share out of some of the main things that have happened this year. We then also have a virtual gift for you all, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And then we want to leave time for us to congratulate everyone on the resilience shown this year and truly the last year plus. And then we'll end playing games, and Dr. Santhanam will be our MC for the games. So that's where we're going. But again, please use the chat. There'll be a time where we also welcome you to unmute, show your camera, and share some things to the extent you feel comfortable doing that. So, Dr. Walsh-Aziz, my co-pilot, let us move forth. And look at this year. So, what are you seeing on your screen? Do any of you remember the old Central 114? So I see a few of you on my screen, hand raised if you remember the old Central 114, the bowling alley of a classroom. Bianca, Jacqueline has her hand up. Katie, I know you do. Okay, I see some other emoji hands. Well, now check out Central 114, which I've been told is now Central 116, just to make my life a little more interesting. While you were gone from campus, SLHS and Com Study, with the support of our Dean's office, and shout out to our deans who are here from College of Health and Applied Sciences with us. And we were able to redesign that classroom in which many of us have spent many, many hours. This is now going to be used as a more interactive, collaborative space. So the top picture there is looking in from the hallway. And there is a inset of a conference room. Now, do you remember at the end of 114, the end opposite the door jamb? There was a radio studio, a broadcasting booth, and sometimes everybody would get alarmed when they would turn on the lights and actually start saying things like we were being watched. Well, that has been torn down, and it is now a conference room, which you can see with the chartreuse wall. Not my choice of color, but we'll leave that. So that is now a place where groups can happen. So the Isaac program, and collaboration with NSSLHA, so many good things we have planned for this space. We also have a video observation system, so therapy can be done in that room, and you can beam it and watch it in other offices. Now, let's go to the picture down to the hallway corridor. This now is if you enter, if you kind of remember where sociology and anthropology is. I know I'm like making you go back into the memory banks, but we now have a set of 4 clinic spaces. So you enter from the hall and you see one of the insets there, and you can't see the true furniture, but there are pediatric chairs in there. And I will never forget in February where Dr. Walsh-Aziz took a video running through the space going, look at the chairs, look at the chairs. We have never been so excited for child-sized chairs. These rooms also are equipped with video observation systems. So much exciting things happening, especially as we look towards really ramping up our clinical education component. What's the other picture? Well, if 114 is in a classroom, where are we going to teach when we come back? Well, you might remember across the hall from 114, 118 was a computer lab. And a lot of times that space sat vacant. No longer. This is now a high flex classroom. So for those of you who are going to be joining us in fall, you'll note that some of your classes are high flex, meaning you can meet live in the classroom or live online. And Dr. Walsh-Aziz has been teaching like this the last 8 weeks and has told us of great success. So you can see there a picture of the classroom, and there's drop mics everywhere. So just buckle up. We are in for quite a treat as we join back together in fall. What else has happened? Oh, just a little thing called a site visit for our grad program. The official, I was going to say ruling, that doesn't sound right. The official decision comes in June. So at the end, I'll remind you of our social media handles. Make sure you connect with us because you'll hear it on social media first. But all signs pointing to a wheels up for a MS SLP with a concentration or concentration in bilingual service provision, launching summer of 22. Undergrad has also gotten a pretty significant overhaul, and we want to extend our deepest appreciations for your patience as we move forward with our massive curriculum update. We're very excited about the changes, and again, appreciate your grace as we go through this transitional period. Some new classes launched, very relevant to the topics that Enrique discussed today. Also classes that are very interprofessional, so students from all disciplines, and you see those listed there. And then we wanted to give a shout out to our fall graduates. We gathered in December, we played Jeopardy, we heard from an alum who's stationed in Alaska, director of audiology for the Army. Marcia, is it Army? Yes, Marcia's shaking her head. Yes, Dr. Jolene Sletton joined us from Alaska. So that was a lot of fun, and just wanted to honor and acknowledge our fall graduates. So what's next? Well, on the next slide, you can see Dr. Santhanam and her mighty, mighty research team. 18 presenters at the SLHS, or SLHS presenters at the Undergraduate Research Forum. I was going to make the whole research forum SLHS, maybe in a few years. You see our presenters, many of whom are joining us today, and the topics that they presented on. So just a huge shout out to Dr. Santhanam for her tremendous leadership, and a special appreciation for you, those who were involved in the research endeavors. Amazing job. All right. What's next? Yes, caps. I'm going to take a couple of moments to acknowledge some of our award winners. Caitlin Engay, some of you may remember Caitlin. She just finished her first year of graduate study at University of Northern Colorado, and she was awarded several scholarships. And this is a good reminder that those of you attending graduate programs in Colorado, time is running out if you're considering applying for CASHA's Foundation Scholarship. So Caitlin was awarded that last year, as well as the Ob Irvin Scholarship. So extraordinary job, Caitlin. May 15th due date. Thank you for that, Dr. Santhanam. I also want to acknowledge 3 SLHS students who received undergraduate research mini grants. Excellent job, and keep up the research fire burning. It will lead you pretty cool places. Then what's next? Now, some of you likely have had or might have been advised by Dr. Lundy. She is unable to join us today because she's retired, so she's out celebrating with friends. Not her retirement, just a Thursday. But Dr. Lundy felt very strongly about writing as a transformational skill for students. So this is the third year, I believe, we are awarding an SLHS student with what we call the LAW, or the Lundy Award for Writing. And this year's student who's joining us today, Tracy Hartley, was nominated by both myself and Dr. McGuire. So I'll read you a little bit about what we had to say. Tracy, I see you on our screen. Huge props to you. Even though writing assignments in anatomy and phys and in clinical phonetics may be unique from those in other classes, they provide an important window into a student's growth in the writing process. We nominated Tracy for the law as she consistently submitted written responses that were both comprehensive and reflective. She threaded course concepts with her own experiences, demonstrated growth in both her understanding of the material and her ability to synthesize and discuss ever more complex material. Tracy was receptive to feedback, including how to prioritize inclusivity in writing. We commend Tracy for embracing writing as a tool for critical thinking and analysis. Congratulations, Tracy. You'll be getting something in the email from us in recognition of this. And I'll just tell you all, you see the picture of Tracy, but what's that other picture? In anatomy, I asked students using household objects to model a neuron. And Tracy really rose the bar when she did a cross stitch of a, looks like a dorsal root ganglion motor neuron, just your regular soma, dendrites, axons. Wow. I'm thinking like t-shirts or something. So not only a talented writer, but certainly a talented seamstress as well. So congratulations, Tracy. What's next in the awards? Katie Hunter. Katie, oh my goodness. How I have worked with Katie for quite some time and am so proud of her tenacity, her grace, especially when things are coming at her on all directions. And the SLHS faculty and staff as a whole feel the exact same way. And that's why we recognized Katie as the College of Health and Applied Sciences Outstanding Student. She really is outstanding in everything she does. She's ambitious, hardworking, pursues excellence. We describe Katie as someone who handles difficulties with grace, demonstrates resilience in the face of challenges. Her commitment is unparalleled. She has shown growth and has been a leader in the department, serving on the NSSLHA board, launching the ASL club at MSU Denver. Katie, we are so proud of you. We wish you the best of luck in pursuing your clinical doctorate at UNC. Make sure we have your email because we will be in touch with lots of wonderful opportunities and connections ahead. So thank you, Katie, and an amazing job. And I hope you're reading the chat because everybody is just also applauding you, as we all should. All right, what's next, Dr. Marcia? So this is the part of the event where we share a giveaway with you. It's a virtual gift bag. And what we have done is, as faculty and staff, we've curated some self-care resources for you. So in the chat, Shannon is posting a link. And you will want to go to that link sometime soon and download all of the goodies in that folder. In just a moment, I'll talk about and introduce some of the different things in that folder, but you will lose access after 2 weeks. So nothing like saying self-care and get going, right? But we really want you to take advantage of these resources. So before I take a breath, I've been thinking a lot about the year and the last year plus. And I was thinking, what quality do I want to acknowledge in all of you? And certainly we can talk about strength and we can talk about wisdom. But I think the thing I'm most proud of that the SLHS community has shown, continues to show, is courage. You see there the quote from Maya Angelou, "Courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage, you cannot practice any of the other virtues consistently." It has taken courage to face unknowns. What will it be like to do a whole academic year through distance learning? Not to mention the uncertainty facing us in our personal lives, in the country at large, as we face multiple pandemics of both COVID and racism. I am so proud of the courage that this community has demonstrated. And now I ask us to show courage in knowing when we need to rest, when we need to take care of ourselves. You will do tremendous things. What we hope is that you have the courage to also take care of you. So with that, there's 5 goodie bags, and we're going to go through 5 slides in which we just briefly share some self-care goodies, what's important to us, and we talk a little bit about what you'll find in the SLHS goodie bag. So I'll let you play the clip, Dr. Walsh-Aziz, for mine.
My contribution to the SLHS self-care virtual goodie bag is a book list, and I have roughly organized this book list into different categories. So before you roll your eyes and go, she's giving us more reading for a self-care gift, the categories are meant to share with you books, materials that have helped me at different points in my life that I've come back to, roughly in the areas of body, mind, and spirit. For those times where things are going very well and during times of challenge. Books have provided so many different avenues for me. So escape sometimes, challenging perspectives or beliefs that I have, learning about someone's experience that's different from my own or that can relate to things I'm going through. So I hope you enjoy the list. I hope you find something of value in there. And I leave you with an invitation to think about reading as not just the actual act of looking and learning what's on the page, but think about the environment in which you welcome reading into your life.
And that picture at the top right, I'll just say, is my daughter. That was from 4 days ago. And I thought I was so sly taking the picture without her knowing. Yeah, she had my phone, so she was getting the texts of herself and not too happy. So no one say they saw this picture, right? But it warms my heart when I just see her, and this is how we read in our house. So I hope you enjoy the list, and please, if you find others, this is a list we will co-create. I'd love to hear from you.
Hi. When I was in 9th grade, one of my teachers taught me and my entire class how to pay attention to our breath, the inhalation and the exhalation, and how to pay attention to how we feel. At that time, that exercise did not seem to be fun to me. I didn't even understand the point of it. But the older I've grown, I've realized that paying attention to my breath and paying attention to how I feel helps me practice self-care, because I'm constantly aware of the different experiences in my life and how they make me feel and how they allow me to breathe. And in some situations, I've noticed that my breath is kind of disordered. It's not harmonious. I feel a little bit of a discomfort breathing comfortably in certain situations. Same thing happens with how I feel about certain activities or experiences. So one of the main ways I practice self-care is by paying attention to my breath and how I feel in every situation. And if that situation makes me feel uncomfortable, I do not do it. And I try as much to avoid it. And this involves people as well, whether it's interaction with people, whether it's an activity that I'm doing, a book I'm reading, a movie I'm watching, every single thing, if I monitor my breath and I monitor how I feel. So that's my tip. And I have shared some pictures of how I practice self-care throughout this past year. And I'd encourage you to practice self-care wherever you are in your professional career, because the way you can provide high quality service for the clients and the families you serve is by taking good care of yourself first. Bye.
So this is my slide, and I just wanted to share a few things that have helped me get through the past year or so. I actually started teletherapy through sondermind.com, which is that link Dr. Walsh-Aziz is circling. And sorry if you hear banging in the background. They're doing construction in my apartment complex, so that's what that is. But anyways, Sondermind, my psychiatrist actually recommended it because she wasn't available for therapy at the time. And I found it so helpful because I can meet my therapist whenever I want, and it's teletherapy. So I can meet wherever I want. And it's been so helpful. And therapy, I know a lot of people, there's the stigma around therapy and going and getting mental health help, but it's so important, and it's really improved my self-love and how I love others. So I highly recommend going to therapy. And I also do coloring books. Those two things at the bottom are this line coloring book that my boyfriend found for me, and I love horror, so it's all these horror type movies. And then in the goodie bag, I linked one of my favorite adult coloring book people. Her name is Johanna Basford, I believe is how you say her last name. And she just does these great coloring books that you can find, I believe, at Target. And they're just really pretty. I love them. And I've also done a lot of board games over the past year. And I found one that I love, especially called Pandemic. Ironically, and it's because I just love virology and epidemiology, and it's just so fun. You get to control a disease and heal the world, and you feel like a hero. It's awesome. And then finally, I cross stitch a lot. Currently, I'm working on a Guy Fieri cross stitch for my boyfriend because he loves him and he thinks he's hilarious, and it's been really fun to work on. And I really like cross stitching. I don't know why, but it's relaxing to me, and yeah, that's what I've been doing.
So I want to talk. So I understand that my recording was too soft, so I'll just talk over these slides. So the activity that I often use to kind of get settled, to decompress, is called quilling. And quilling is the art of working with very narrow strips of paper. You roll them, you twist them, whatever. It was believed to have been created in around the 15th century by nuns who were looking for inexpensive ways to decorate religious objects. This one here is a more modern piece, a mandala, and you can see each one of those little shapes is an individual piece of paper that's been rolled. And then it's super versatile. Jewelry, 3D objects, this bowl you see here, that's not mine, but I'm working on a piece very similar. This is a piece of work by a New York City artist, named Lisa Nilsson, and she recreates oriental carpets, all in paper. You can see the close-up on the right side there, all the different shapes and colors that she combines. The next slide, I think, these are some of my projects. This is a snowflake or a star. It's about 8 inches in diameter that I used as my tree topper this Christmas. This was an anniversary gift to my son and his wife. Those are their initials on the tree. This was a present for my husband, who is an indoor gardener. And then this last piece, a couple of my granddaughters are very, very much into fairies and miniatures. So I made this sort of goofy little town for them to imagine that some fairies are living in. That's what I was thinking about. Oops, am I finished? Am I done? Okay, that's cool.
No, you're not done. No,
quill.
I didn't have my, it was automatic. Sorry, I didn't know it was gonna do that.
No worries.
You can keep talking.
Okay, well, just if you check out the slides, there's one that just shows some snapshots of how you actually quill. It's really inexpensive to get started. The quilling tool costs about $3 or $4. The paper costs about $1.50 for 50 strips. So really inexpensive to get started. And then the last slide that I put together has a bunch of resources. People who sell it, people who do YouTube videos. So like I said, it really, I find it very decompressing, and it really doesn't take a lot of skill, which is probably why I like it so much. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know if you have questions.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Dr. McGuire. I wasn't pressing the button. I didn't know what was happening, but I guess the timing on your video just was making it in advance. So
yep, no worries.
But yeah, as Dr. McGuire was saying, that that presentation is in that goodie bag, and it includes those resources she was including. And so for my self-care, baking. I do lots of baking and cooking. I included my, this is not in the recipe book that I gave you guys, but I basically gave you some of my favorite recipes or tried and true recipes. And for fun, a lot of what I do is inspired by watching videos and other people cooking. And so I decided to make my own cooking video. And so this is me baking one of my more recent cookie recipes. So I hope you enjoyed that. Dr. Rossi-Katz, are you still here?
I am sorry, we had a little dance problem. Lyndon is going to ballet, forgot her shoes.
Oh,
okay. No, we're good. We're good. I am still here and very hungry now. So before we kind of turn this over to some games and some celebration from all of us in the SLHS department, faculty, staff, and the College of Health and Applied Sciences Dean's Office. Again, thank you, CHAS Deans, for joining us. Congratulations. Congratulations to everyone for making it through a challenging year. And doing so and making a priority to come together in community and celebrate this accomplishment and laugh and salivate looking at Dr. Walsh-Aziz's videos and, you know, all of those good things. So I leave you with this slide. We are in the center of this heart. But these icons, there is one missing, and I apologize for that. I know we have some folks going to Lewis University, so I will put that in there and we will post this on social media. Handles at the bottom right, keep in touch. But these are all of the universities or school districts that you who are graduating, either our bachelor seeking students or our leveling seeking students, this is where you're heading. We have folks going to SLPA jobs through Colorado Department of Ed. We have folks going to graduate programs in audiology and speech language pathology across the country. When I was putting this slide together, I just was struck by all that was filling in that space. And then for everyone, I hope you also notice the emblem of adventure awaiting. So in all you do, both what's maybe expected and planned and what's not expected, we wish you the best. We are so grateful to be able to work with you. Those who are returning back to campus, we look forward to seeing you face to face. Those of you starting on your next step in this professional journey, please keep in touch. And I'll just open it up. If any of my incredible colleagues want to say anything, or any of you want to say anything before you break for some games. I unfortunately will not be at the games. The Boston Red Sox of Louisville are playing at 5 p.m. So I am going to be there for that. But open mic.
Yeah, students, please feel free to turn on your mic. I can't see anyone. I'm gonna actually stop sharing my screen just for a second so I can see everyone.
Oh, and maybe could we do a picture, one of those screenshots?
Yes,
we stop sharing the screen and everyone could like hold up some sort of fun. We did this at one of my yoga philosophy where we all put our hands so it looked like we were a big thing.
Unfortunately, with Teams, we can't quite get everybody in the shot. Is the problem. I don't know how to make that happen.
Filling out my survey and saying that's another challenge.
We can at least do a small one. I can do a screenshot. If other people get different screenshots, because I don't know if I have like the same people on my screen as other people, so we can maybe do a compilation if enough people take screenshots. I wanted to say definitely congratulations to the graduates. It's been a year. I think we're all tired of hearing that even, but it's been a year, and I appreciate all of the hard work you've done, going with the flow. That's part of our profession, and you are learning how to do that gracefully and in real time. So Really best of luck to everyone on your future endeavors. May they be great, may they be wonderful, and you'll always have a spot back at MSU.
Thank you.
We just think you're all wonderful. The students, I have told so many colleagues from other institutions that I've never worked with such a hardworking, creative, fantastic group of students as we have at MSU Denver. You guys really rock. Congrats. We know you're going to do great things and we want to know about them. So keep us posted on your adventures, your accomplishments. We're definitely in your corner, rooting for you. Congrats.
I just wanted to add congratulations to everyone. This year has been a crash course in facing changes and facing uncertainty. So I think you've all done it so well. And I might have said this a million times before, but I'll repeat that every time I look at how hardworking and resilient you all are, I feel like I don't do enough. So, or that I did not do enough when I was a student. So it's just amazing the kind of things you all do, juggling multiple jobs and, you know, family life and, you know, school and everything else that you all do. It's just beyond impressive. So congratulations, and like everyone said, just come back and be in touch with us. And like I said, we will stalk you if you don't. So, yeah.
Do any of the graduates like to say something, thank anyone, even their family? I don't know if we were able to get any family or friends involved, but any graduating students like to say anything? We'd love to hear from you if you'd like to speak.
I guess I'll just say that the worst part about graduating is leaving all of you behind, because what made this degree and all the years of hard work worth it and worthwhile and valuable was definitely all of you.
I just wanted to say that I'm just so proud to be graduating this semester and just having the opportunity to learn from all of you guys. You guys just taught us so much, and we could just never thank you enough for everything that you've done for us.
Yeah, I definitely want to add to that. You guys are so impressive in your own ways, and you're always super helpful. And especially like this last year, you guys had to adapt, and switch platforms in the middle of the pandemic. So, and you guys have been working so hard for the graduate program too. So good job, you guys. And we're proud of you too. And thank you for being proud of us and always trying to make us feel special.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm just super grateful for all of you. I think I have grown and been pushed in all levels of capacity, and just super grateful for, patience, as well as just the love and encouragement and the growth that you have, not only, that you've given me personally, and just super excited for the next journey, and we'll definitely stay in touch. Humored the idea of maybe doing the grad program, which it's a little too soon at this moment. It's good that it's in 2022, but just really grateful, and thank you guys so much. Oh.
I don't want to cut anyone off, but we were only going to go till 5. If you're interested, Dr. Santhanam had us set up for doing some games. So if you want to spend maybe just another half an hour with us, we were going to do a half an hour just to have a fun game to wrap up the year. Dr. Santhanam, is there something we can do in the chat? About 20 minutes of a game, yeah. If you're interested,
Yeah.
stay, please. And if you have to go, you have to go, but everyone is welcome to stay, so.
Yeah, we'll play a game which will allow 16 people to play. So I'll just share my screen. And is there anyone who feels uncomfortable when music is played while you're playing a game? Nobody. Okay. I don't see anything in the chat either. Okay. So we'll play this game called Bracketeering. It's super easy. Once you start playing, you'll start seeing how it goes. So if you want to pull out your phones, how many people are there? I've had 9 people on my screen, and
there's 13 people on the call.
Yeah. Okay. Then we should be good. So if you want to pull up your phone, or if you don't have a smartphone, you can go to your browser and go to jackbox.tv. And we usually play these games, not this one specifically, but some games as part of our, thanks Bianca, I was just trying to type that. So jackbox.tv on your smartphone or your browser. And then I'm going to share my screen in a minute and start the game. You will see a 4-letter code on my screen. Type that code in the space. You can pick a name for yourself. You can pick your name, your actual name, or a fake name. And then we can get started. So I'm going to share my screen. If you stop hearing me for some reason, because the music will be loud, so I will just type, I will chat on the chat screen because you might not be able to hear me. So okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope it works. It's just buffering. There we go.
I'm still recording. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, when I say, can you hear me still? Okay,
Yeah, so far we can.
Okay, when I click play, you'll see a 4-letter code. If someone wants to type the code in the chat screen for those who cannot see it.
I think that's everybody. We've got 8 on the call now.
Oh, okay. So one of you should be VIP. I think Dr. Walsh-Aziz is the VIP. You can start.
How do I start it?
It'll give you a.
Oh, on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do things on the screen. There you go. We're good.
We've got big fun waiting to be unleashed. We'll be posing some of life's most important questions. Your answers will be paired off in a no-holds-barred tournament. And your votes will determine which answers advance in the bracket. As we whittle down to our championship winner, this is Bracketeering. I'm sending the topic of our first Bracketeer devices now. Grossest thing to stick your hand in. Things are about to get pretty gross up in here. Type in the answer you think has the best chance of winning and hit send. If your answer wins the entire bracket, you'll be rolling in cash. By the way, you can join the audience and play along by going to jackbox.tv and entering the room code. Time's running out. Your answers are being paired off with one-on-one matchups. That means it's time to introduce ourselves to the prediction table. On your device, you'll see one of the upcoming matchups for this bracket. If you can predict the answer that will get the most votes, you could win some sizable bonus bucks. Oh, and the predictions are in. It's time to dive into our first bracket. Never thought I'd see this matchup. Use your device to vote on which you think deserves to win. But don't forget, if you change your mind, you can change your vote. It's anyone's game. Well, pelt me with dead fish and call me worthless. We've got a winner. Cha-ching for any prediction winners. Next up. Potential winner starts to emerge. I am on the edge of my seat. Who'll come out on top? Well, go ahead and kiss your sibling because it's a tie. Tap on your device as fast as you can to cheer for your answer. grossing me out.
I just cheered for feces. That's gross.
Let's see what tensions are mounting over in the Omega Conference. Two titans squaring off. Just running out the clock now. You will not be denied. It's time to round out the bracket with this vicious matchup. A clear front runner. This one's looking over. That's grosser than gross. Before we get on to round two, it's time to make another prediction. You've got a new matchup waiting for you on your device. Predict the one you think is going to win. The predictions are in. Let's jump back to our bracket for round two. Nothing has come easy so far for either of these answers. The lead keeps changing hands. A real tug of war there. This could be the answer to beat, but let's check out the competition. I'm seeing some early traction here. A real tug of war. This one seems like it's over before it's done. Really gross. And now the final face-off. What is the grossest thing to stick your hand in? Here come the votes. No one thought it would be this close. Just running out the clock now. We have our first winner.
Thank you. I was inspired by my early intervention work.
Scores. It's time for the blind bracket. We start with just the category. Name any movie. Go ahead and write the first thing that comes to mind. We'll see the real bracket title after you answer. Let's see what this bracket is really about. Best movie to be trapped living inside of for 10 years. Time to get in those predictions. The predictions are in. Up first. The struggle is real. An epic showdown. That gave me goosebumps. Moving on to our next matchup. This one's looking... They're on fire! Let's see what's happening over on the other side of the bracket. It's weird that this is my job.
I love Inception, but I would hate to be trapped in that movie.
It's a nail biter. Moving into overtime. Show your support for your answer by tapping on your device as fast as you can. The tie has been broken. Oh, how I hate ambiguity. And now our last two contenders face off. Some early votes.
Who is picking Titanic? You know how that ends.
Yeah, you can't spend 10 years there.
Lather me with lotion. We have a winner.
But there's enough space for both of them, so 10 years to figure out a different outcome.
Before we get on to round two, it's time to make another prediction. The predictions are in. Let's jump back to our bracket for round two. Folks, I've been waiting for this matchup my entire career. It's really going back and forth. We're in the home stretch.
I don't think I could sing Grease songs for 10 years.
That's no overtime on this one. Tap on your device as fast as you can to cheer for your answer. The tie is broken. I'm going to miss the tie times. We have a few lucky winners. We're just one match away from our finals. Both of these answers have seen adversity before. An upset in the making. This one seems like it's over before it's done. Crunch, crunch, smash! This final matchup will determine what is the movie that we all most want to live inside of for the next 10 years. The struggle is real. This one could be decided by a single vote. That's a winner. Let's check out that scoreboard. And now for the bracket you've all been waiting for, the triple blind bracket. This bracket will change every single round. Here's your starting category. Name a cartoon character. Who knows what crazy twists and turns this bracket will take? Time's running out. Let's see what we're dealing with. The most annoying cartoon character. Time to get in those predictions. All cash is doubled this round, so make these choices count. The predictions are in. Let's see our first matchup. This is why we do this, folks. A real tug of war. This might be a photo finish. Let's smooch under a rainbow. Next up. Oh, it doesn't get more contentious than this. Just running up. A regular juggernaut. There's cash if you predicted this one. Let's see what tensions are mounting over in the Eastern Conference. Voters are being loud and clear on this one.
Hands down.
This one seems like it's over before it's done. Ding dong, it's a Corolla. An easy bet that pays off. It's time to round out the bracket with this vicious matchup. It's really going back and forth. This one's going down to the wire. That match had more comebacks than Liza Minnelli.
I've heard how evil that cartoon is.
Let's switch up this bracket. Which cartoon character has a dark secret? Get those predictions in now. The predictions are in. Let's jump back to our bracket for round 2. Former teammates, will these two answers be able to stay focused on the matchup? I am on the edge of my seat. This one's looking up. Oh, that win was so big you could hear it in the next state over. Money, if you guessed it. Our winner moves on to the final, but let's find out what they'll face off against. Only one can come out on top. The lead keeps changing hands. Will we see a... That could have gone either way. One more change. Most likely to break your heart. I hope your answers still make sense. And now the final face-off. A clear favorite. Winner. Let's see who won it all.
I swear I've only played this one other time. Those are good categories. I should probably go, but that was fun.
This is really a fun game.
It was a lot of fun.
Good answers, everyone. And apparently we need to do some movie watching.
Yeah, now that we have time.
Yes, yeah, exactly. All right, well, I think that's it for us. So take care, everyone. Stay in touch. Enjoy your summer. Be safe. We're out.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.